March 27, 1884, and the first battles have begun to rage in the farmlands outside of Rio de Janeiro. Hello everyone, I call myself Zondagskind and I'd like to play Victoria 3. And the battles have begun. It looks like we are not winning here. But there is some finagling we can do with taxes and with interest groups. So, let's go into our budget. We are making a pretty severe deficit, but that is still fine. Do want to get rid of one of the consumption taxes. That's a bigger deficit, and I want to up the military wages, which will then immediately make our armed forces loyal, which will make the offense and defense better. Also, I noticed that I had a decree here, which I don't need anymore. Namely, road maintenance. This should be good for infrastructure. Yes, still good. And I did need road maintenance in La Paz. So let's do that. And then what we can do more is bring the petite bourgeoisie into government. That should make them loyal. And I could keep them there for now, just to keep the interest rate down. But I think instead what I'll do is go to our laws and say, okay, we want to go back to where we were at the start of the game. Racial segregation. That's already bad enough. We don't want to discriminate against Brazilians as well, especially since we had at some point turmoil among Brazilians to the point where they wanted to secede. But that's fine. So I think with that we are set. I did some trade route finagling before I started the recording, especially trade laws, so that there are some other tariff laws, which on one hand probably causes another shortage in money, but it should make the trade routes better, which I need, because a lot of things are expensive, which is not great. Oh, and this makes sense. I'm not importing engines and fertilizer anymore. I'm not exporting fertilizer. That makes sense. So let's quickly find an import route for engines. The Prussians would want to do that. The Venezuelans as well. Where are you making engines? Where are you making engines? Oh, yeah, motor industries. Okay, good on you. And export fertilizer? Anyone? Any takers? The Russians are a great trading ally. Let's do it. And now, this army should get better when I unpause. Yes, instantly better. So we probably will still lose this battle, but that is being pretty severely outnumbered, and we should start to outnumber them soon. Alternatively, okay. So Celebes, yes please, and Celebes, yes. Yes, so we are losing this battle. Eduardo de la Cruz against Joaquim Moreira. He is also an expert offensive planner. So these are two offense guys duking it out. But the numbers say we have an advantage here. So I'm not worried yet. I might become worried later. No use in getting more generals. So, did the battle end yet? No, not yet. Speed this up a little. And watch us lose this battle. That's sad. 47-day battle. We lost it. But that's fine. They are now starting a battle, which they will lose handedly. It's Maximilian Rijersen from the Netherlands against Pedro Santamaria. Coal depleted in Cajamarca. Unfortunate. I actually need a couple gold mines now. So, queue those up, please. I need more minting. Need to mint more coins. We are losing war support faster than they are. Although ours cannot go below 0. Neither can theirs. That's not ideal. Now we are attacking into the Dutch, who weren't doing well. So Pedro Santa Maria is now in the counter-offense against Maximilian Rijersen. It says Maximilian, but that is simply not a Dutch name. Oh no, keep children off the factory floor, please. Actually, we're losing morale pretty fast here as well. But I think we still hold out. Pedro Santa Maria wants a promotion. Well, let's see at first whether he actually wins. Actually, I will take this. Yeah, I will take this. And with plus 14, I can actually go back into the budget and say, hey, you can get paid normal wages. You don't need extra stuff. That brings down our deficit by a lot. Very good. So now we've cut into their train. Now they can go below 0%, 0 war support. On the attack again here, it's Eduardo de la Cruz against Miguel Brandão, who were also the protagonists in the Amazon War, if you remember. So this is a battle of the ages. These are arch nemeses. And that is why I should not look at the innovation without pausing. Sorry. I know that on the other hand, you kind of want the game to go on, but I mean, you don't see a lot except for some artillery firing, but you can imagine stuff, right? Oh, we've got another front. Oh, and it's gone. 3 fronts. Oh dear. So here is Esteban de Velasco. He's pushing. And here is Pedro Santa Maria. You're probably going to run into some guys sooner rather than later. Ah, still pushing. Now you need to defend. My guy. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, now you're moving those troops that way? Well, in that case, can I go on the attack again? AI being silly. Yes, push them off this little isthmus. France being weird again. That's okay. Okay, so here Pedro Santa Maria is pushing against this this pocket. And now he can go to this front. Yes, I'm using the teleport, but the way that the AI moves generals around is so weird that I just can't be bothered to do it the fair way. De Velasco making progress here. You got problems with me. Bajo Paraguay 78% market access. That's not good. That's because you need to move up your railway. Move those up. It's fine. Oh, bad battle over here. Yeah, we only started with 7 against 18, and nobody knows why. Nobody knows how those numbers are decided. It is a mystery. Oh, we are actually winning here, despite being outnumbered 8 to 22 on the front. That is quite amazing. Good on you, even though you're not even good at offense. As long as we're winning, I won't ask questions. I will just note that it's weird. Yeah. Taking this little area and then moving forward again. Big battle here again with De La Cruz and Brandão. These guys must... Well, I imagine in this age, these generals did kind of respect each other. But yeah. They keep crossing paths. And here the Brazilians are losing in an attack, which lasted 12 days only. Yikes, you guys. And Brazil's almost done. There we go. So we took Goiás and Maranhão, we banned slavery in Brazil, and we took some of their money. So we look a lot better now. Do we want to go straight to war again? Honestly, I think it's time for some infrastructure. But first I need to go through all of these buildings again. Okay, all buildings that were in Brazil that we took are back to the right standards. By the way, there's also a big war going on here between the US and Mexico, where Mexico is aided by Costa Rica, Austria, Nicaragua, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Canada. But it looks like Mexico is still losing, at which point they will lose a lot of these states. And there's a big war in Europe between Prussia, Russia, and Austria. And it's actually about Japan, if you'll believe it, with France on Prussia's side as well. Weird. And so yeah, it's for Japan to open their market and to conquer Kyushu, which I think, no, it's not this. This is Kyushu, and Chugoku, which is this. Okay, so Prussia wants to take southern Japan, and France will take a treaty port in China. Sure, all of those things might as well happen, because otherwise Russia will take a treaty port in Mecklenburg. So basically, this is not Schwerin, but something like that. Okay, but we're done with war for now. Oh, we're still at war with the Netherlands? Why? That's weird. Just proposed peace deal, I suppose. Yeah, we got everything we wanted. I always like to get what I want. Feels good. We just need a bunch of steel. And since we're actually really struggling for the construction efficiency over here, we should really think about opening up steel mills in different places. But for now, these ones which are being made can just finish. We're in the green now, which is really nice. That's really good. Okay, and we're not in a too bad of tax regime. We can go down to medium taxes, but that's fine for now. After we enact racial segregation, maybe we can try to go to proportional taxation. Who wants that? The trade unions. Well, I think I will have to wait until the next election, because shuffling the government now would cause issues. What's this? Sulu against Sulu religious revolt. You guys figure it out. Let's just quickly check what the truces are like. I don't have a truce with New Granada, but they are basically the last one I would want to attack. I think the first one who would be up is Argentina. November 86. Chile, March 87. Ecuador, April 86. Wait, what? Yeah, okay, so Ecuador is first up. And I believe the state of Ecuador is pretty tasty. A lot of agriculture. So that will be nice. And Brazil will be up in December 89. Very good. So at least for this year, I think we'll lay off on it. I do want this part of the Amazonas, but it's basically the last thing I'd like to do in this series. And we still have Argentina of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 states, which probably they will give us like one state at a time, which is going to be fantastic. Rubber discovered in South Angola. Give it to me. Oh. We have enacted racial segregation, which is actually better than what we had. Trust me. Then we have... We can either do it in Peru, Bolivian, South Angola, or just in South Angola. I suppose either is fine. Honestly. Since we will be taking South Angola. So... This is severe malaria, so I don't want to colonize over in East Angola, I suppose. Although once I finished South Angola, I might as well try and see where I get, because this is also severe malaria, right? Yeah, it's just South Angola, which is a little less infected, I suppose. And I did also really want to look how I can get these construction centers up to steel frame buildings. I think actually the biggest bottleneck here is not even steel, it's glass. It's definitely glass. So we have Potosi, where we have our glassworks, but problem is glassworks, or that they don't have peasants or much more infrastructure. So where would we get those glassworks instead? Possibly on one of our colonies. How are states looking? Tonga, Tahiti are all pretty well set up to get something going. You know what? Get a glassworks going. Yeah. Glassworks, and I think you go to level 2 immediately. This is the best level. That's nice. Finish those steel mills first and kind of interlace it with the railways. That's fine. Okay. Then the steel mills are coming up. Very good. There are enough peasants here. It's just that I don't like how I have to push in a lot of construction to actually get something done. Mobilization is now cheaper. That is nice. That is very relevant to us. People have been complaining about the difference in living standards between us and our neighbors in France. Yeah, I suppose we do border France, but calling France our neighbors does seem kind of sketchy. So I suppose we make the trade unions like us better. They're at 0 now. Getting more rail. And looking at rail is always good. So you're going to finish that railway first, but you already had one. Oh yeah. People are angry. 2.5 million radicals on a population of only 9 million. Yikes. But at least the standard of living is pretty good. In fact, it's not very good in Goiás. So what could I do to alleviate that? Shall I just pull up a farm really quick? Which one would be very productive? So after you finish the railway, pull up a rice farm real quick. Because we need all of these things. Yeah, that's good. That's fine, that'll keep some people busy. And we've unlocked the steam donkey. Okay. Well, that's going to be tough because I'm already really short on engines. Like, let's look at engines. I believe the majority of them are coming in through trade. Oh yeah, we are only producing 40 ourselves. We need 4 levels of motor industries somehow. Yikes. This is painful. But now we can get railways in Goiás. So then all is well. We can push down the tax rate a bit. And we kind of have to get rid of one of the consumption taxes. Let's get rid of the luxury furniture one. Seems good. And the thing is, it does say that it has a certain effect. It is usually less, because if you raise a tax, then people have less to spend and you can tax less, basically. So there's less to tax, but you have a higher rate of tax. That makes sense. The Free Trade Party has now got a majority, which means we have a new president, Manuel Gorostiaga. He's wrathful, and he's an experienced political operator. Which means, well, all in all, our guy Juan de Velasco is actually better. So we now have a 60, we have 60, a shortage of, I can't speak. A shortage of 60 authority. So we need to get rid of this one. And I said I wanted to bring in the trade unions and try and go for... Well, that is not going to be great. Try and go for proportional taxation. Yikes. We'll try. Basically, I'll kick out everyone else. You're a bandit, right? You're not? You are. Okay, so I do want to keep Bartolome Blanche in, while bringing the trade unions. A bit of a legitimacy tank, but it's going to be fine. And we're going to go for proportional taxation. That will be much better for us. It will give us a huge revenue spike, and it'll tax the rich people more than the poor people. It is going to be tricky. The industrialists actually don't like this, which also means that they now do not support our scientific endeavors, but the intelligentsia still do, so that's fine. So that's good. Getting a railway here in Asunción, or Bajo Paraguay. So that's good. Burma has become the protectorate of the East India Company. Yep, that makes sense. Still annoying that Hawaii did not want to become our protectorate. It's never going to happen. They actually lost... Was better at some point. I don't know. But they're never going to be our protectorate. Anyway, I think that is a good place to call it. We conquered more of Brazil, and we're starting to fix our economy up. We're in the green, we're almost out of our deficit. So, if you like the economy becoming better, then you can leave a like. If you think that it should become worse, then you can leave a comment. In any case, you can subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!